The world has witnessed the rise and fall of the mighty empires since time immemorial. India has also experienced the same fate for the first time under the rule of the mighty Mauryan kings. India was brought under the rule of one dynasty for the first time in history. Their impressions on Indian soil are clearly visible. Rise of Mauryas was a sequel of Alexander's invasion on India. India escaped the threat of Alexander as Alexander's troops were petrified by the Indian troops of several Janpads and Magad. Chanakya had personal grudges against Nanda ruler of Magad. Dhananda, the Nanda ruler, once insulted Chanakya. In order to avenge that, Chanakya trained Chandragupta. Chandragupta raised an army and attacked Pataliputra. Citizens also supported him to end the corrupt rule of Dhananda. Establishment of the Maurya dynasty was incomplete due to the presence of Greece Kshatraps at its borders. On Chanakya's advice, Chandragupta waged war against them. Chandragupta defeated Seleucus Nicator in 305 BC and wrested Herat, Kandar, Kabul Valley and Baluchistan. Being defeated, Seleucus got his daughter married with Chandragupta. Seleucus sent Megasthenes as an ambassador. In India, he provides the first account of the empire and the city of Pataliputra. He described the empire as extended from the Stone Age, tribes of the Himalayas to the cities of plains. The land of the 118 nation and states, rich and fertile, with rivers so wide that the other side could not be seen. The capital city was located on the confluence of 4 rivers, measured 22 miles in circle. The city stretched 9 to 10 miles on the banks of the Ganges, protected by massive fortification walls having 570 watchtowers and 64 gates. Houses were made of mud and wood. King's palace was also made of wood. The army consisted of more than 6 lakh men. 3,000 elephants made Mauryan army a formidable force in the subcontinent. Thus, Chandragupta Empire was the first precursor of the modern India. The emperor abdicated the throne after embracing Jainism and left to Shravanbelagola in Karnataka. Bindusara followed the expansionist policy of his father. He expanded the kingdom in the south but failed to suppress Kalinga. He appointed his sons as governors of the province. Prince Ashoka was appointed in Ujjain. Susima, the elder brother, was the governor of Takshila. Rebellion broke out in Takshila. After his continuous efforts, Sushima failed to suppress it. Bindusara immediately moved Ashoka to Takshila. The prince promptly moved. Ashoka proved himself equally to the task and suppressed the rebellion. 273 BC, Bindusara breathed his last. He was succeeded by the king who came to be known as Beloved of God. He was none other than King Ashoka. The warrior prince occupies the throne of Pataliputra. Kalinga, the lone region outside the control of Maurya rulers, posed politico-economic challenges to the Mauryan Empire. It blocked the sea link for Pataliputra. Ashoka, realizing the importance of Kalinga, invaded the land, which proved his last war. He marched with a large army consisting of chariots of archers, foot soldiers and war elephants mounted with archers on the four sides. Kalinga put up a heavy resistance but was not a match for the mighty power of the Mauryas. The war caused death of 100,000 people and 150,000 were captured. Ashoka was moved by seeing the destruction, damage and massacre that his desire had brought upon the innocent people. Ashoka asked for forgiveness from the Almighty for his actions of the past. Suddenly, sound of bells fell into the ears of Ashoka. He returned towards the source of the sound. Ashoka told his grief to a monk. Monk asked him to take refuge in Buddha. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami, chants from behind. Monk touched his head, which put an end to Ashoka's anxiety. He closed his eyes in peace. This led to the realization of his deeds and Buddha leading him to the world of peace to end sorrows. Ashoka found himself alone and determined himself to embrace Buddhism and to take the gospel of peace to the different corners of the empire and world. Ashoka visited the places related to Buddha's life in his 10th regnal year. This marked the beginning of the Dhamma Yatras. Ashoka appointed Dhamma Mahamatras to popularize Dhamma, instructed revenue officials to visit villages every 5 years to preach the gospel. In pursuance of Dhamma policy, he engraved his message on rocks and erected magnificent pillars. These edicts are valuable source to know him. In order to spread Buddhist ideas, Ashoka sent his Dhamma Matras to foreign lands. He sent his son Mahendra and daughter Sanghamitra to Sri Lanka for the same purpose. The importance of peace felt by Ashoka is given due respect by the Indian government after independence. Thus, lion capital of Sarnath pillar became the national emblem of India and the Dharma Chakra is engraved on the central position in the Indian flag.